Okay, so I'm having more fun with this thing than I should be allowed to. And I'll take you through it and we'll hear some sounds. First thing, this is a PRS DGT model. The pickups are replaced with the Shure Doug Aldrich set. So a little hotter than what you might get in a typical Les Paul, or especially hotter than what would have come originally in this guitar, but passive pickups, just about 15K in the bridge, and I think around 8 or 9 in the neck. So this thing can do a lot of different stuff. I've spent a while trying to figure it out before I recorded this, so hopefully I can get to most of it. For quite a few improvements from the DS40, I'm sorry, the DS50, which I have in the background. I don't know if the camera's pointed at it or not, but love the DS50. This is the DS40, so it's got some extras, and I know the camera's not zoomed in, but what I'll try to do is first just start clean channel. One thing I think that's really cool about this version is that you can actually get some breakup on the clean channel that you couldn't get on the DS50. So here's that. And then if I want, I can grab just the clean dial and dime it, and so you can get a nice little edge of breakup. And then roll it back to the neck and have a nice sustaining, yet still nice and chimey and nice and clean. Just so you guys know, I have the presence right at 12 o'clock, bass about 11 o'clock. Middle, I've got the middle up quite a bit. It's at like 8.5 on the dial, so about 3-4 o'clock. Treble at about 2 or 3 o'clock. It's about it's between 6 and 8. It's about 6.5 on the dial. So that's how I have the tone stack set. So mid heavy, treble a little heavy, and bass pretty much a little less than middle. It's kind of where I usually set things. So that's the tone stack. So anyway, back to this. First, the clean channel is wonderful. You even get you a little growly. So I'll go ahead and dial that back. So the dial that actually says clean is really like a clean gain, and the dial right next to it that says volume is really like the master volume for the clean channel. Something else on this is that you do have a bright setting. It's more noticeable the higher that this clean gain is. So I have it in the neutral setting right now, but difference on the bright, so I just have it off. So on to the next. So the drive channels are interesting. So you have essentially 2 drive channels here. It'll say drive and then drive 2. At first I thought they were stacking on top of each other, but they're not. They're actually 2 switchable things. So on the pedal it actually just says channel, and that switches from clean to drive, which is really kind of like drive 1. So I'll switch that now. So now we're on drive 1, and it is very reminiscent of what you get on the DS50. And you can, I've got it at 6 on the dial, so probably about 2 o'clock. If you wanted, you could dime that. So a lot like the DS50 gets you into like AC/DC territory, and you know, ZEP, AC/DC, that kind of thing, and usually where it topped out. But something I noticed that's cool is that when you click on Drive 2, there's a Drive 2 knob here too. That doesn't actually stack on top of it. It's just a separate channel. What it seems like anyway. So if I switch to Drive 2. Actually roll it back, or I could roll it forward. So the way you can set it up is to have the first drive as, I mean, you could have it as like your sort of rhythm, you know, your rock rhythm tone. Then you could have your Drive 2 dimed, and that's like your solo. So, lot to be done here. I really like that. So it's like the same channel twice. These switches down here help out with some of the voicing. So you've got a headroom switch, you've got a hum cut switch, and then again there's that bright switch. The bright switch seems to work. It seems to be more noticeable on the drive. So it's just got off 1 and 2 for bright. So it's just off more and even more. The hum cut is, it took me a while to figure out what it was, but it's kind of like a noise suppressor in the background. I mean, you really notice it. I don't know if you can hear that on the mic or not, but the hum just got louder. When I click that off, the hum goes down. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on in the background there, but it does sort of eliminate some noise. So if I had it on full blast, it would just sort of mute it a little bit. It's not a complete mute, but it's just kind of a quiet. The next one is the headroom. Your options are DS, low, and high, and you know, really, I'm not in love with the low setting. So here's what that's like. So the low setting. Now here's the high headroom. And the last one's DS. So I'll just strum a chord and then hit all 3 of them. So to me, the one on the far left, the DS, actually sounds most natural. Low in the middle sounds like It's almost got like a little bit of a mud sound, too much, maybe a little bassier. Maybe you're going for that. But the one in the high side, actually, it sounds like it's got like a lot more clarity. So it's labeled headroom, and it's really nifty switch. I'm going to keep it on DS for the rest of this, just because to me that's where it sounds most natural. So we've gone through clean. You can get clean a little bit dirty. Then there's drive 1. Then there's drive 2. They're kind of the same channel, or they're the same type of channel, where you can set the gains independently. There is a volume for drive 2. So that volume, it works for drive 1 and drive 2. So this volume 2 here is like a master for the drive section, if you will. So that was me changing just between where I had the drive setting and drive 2. Something cool about the drive 1 though is that you can take it all the way down. And this would be either one of the drive channels. You could take it all the way down to being almost clean, and then switch to drive 2. So, a lot of little nifty things you can do when you've got basically the same channel twice. It's super cool. Now on to the booster. So the booster is, it acts to me, it's just like another gain stage, I guess. To me, it gets a little muddy, but it depends on where you have the dial here. So you have a separate dial for the booster. Just think of it as like an overdrive pedal inside the amp. That's kind of how it functions. So it goes on top of either distortion 1 or distortion 2. This whichever drive you're in, it goes further. So here's a look at that. I have it on, it's 8 on the dial. It's about 3 o'clock on a clock. So here's drive. Here's the booster. Take the boost off. Boost back on. It's like this muscly, gristly kind of a sound. I really like it. If you're playing power chords with it, you'll go from like that. When you click it on, it will get a little bit muddy on the lower strings. But with it comes a bunch of gain, and that's really fun. The lower your dial is on the boost dial, the more clear it sounds, I've found. So it just seems to saturate as you go higher. It's not only more gain, but it's more saturation. So it's cool. And another thing that's interesting about the boost is that if you can actually take the dial to 0. So here I am on the drive channel. Here's my boost. That's dimes. Boost is dimes. So play all day, right? And I can take that down to absolutely nothing. That's with the boost engaged. So if you really don't want to use the boost, you can almost use it as a kill switch. Because if you notice, the amp is completely silent right now. Now if I take that boost off, back to my drive channel, and then turn the boost on, nothing. Until I turn up my dial, and then I can go from absolutely nothing to absolutely bristly, muscly. That's the booster. It's a really cool function. It's just an extra gain stage. It's a lot of fun. You could have tons of gain, or you could turn it down to 0 when you hit that button. You can make it do anything you want. Super cool ad. Next thing is the solo dial and the solo button on the pedal. It's essentially just another master volume for the drive section. So you can be on either drive channel, boost on or not. So let's do that. So I'm on the drive channel. Let's turn the boost on. And I need to play a solo. So boost on. But now I need to get louder to the band. So I'm going to click on my solo. So, no solo. Separate master volume for the drive section, and that includes the boost function. So pretty cool there. Most of the time, the solo does not increase the volume on the clean channel, but if you're anything like me, most of the time when you need a solo, you're on the drive channel anyway. And it kind of goes along with the spirit of what this is. This sort of, very well done, hot rodded plexi sound. It's exactly what I was looking for. They took the gain a step further from the DS50, and just sounds great. I can throw in some pedals now that I normally use. I mean, I haven't used any dirt pedals or any pedals at all so far, but just so you can hear what some of it sounds like, with a little bit of reverb. Add a little bit of that, and so this is just a clean sound. You want to get that on that nice neck pickup. Want to get to an edge to break up for that clean sound. Just gives you a little sustain, and if you switch to a hot bridge humbucker, almost a steel guitar kind of thing you can get if you have a trim. So super useful. Clean channel. I like to my clean sound's not totally clean anyway. Let's see what else we can try. I'll throw in a little chorus. And again, this is going through the effects loop, so it's all just sounding beautifully the way it should. So, did all that with no gain pedals used at all. To get to that level with the DS50, I used to have to use a couple of dirt pedals that I did on the last video. Didn't have to do that this time. So, absolutely love this thing. If you can't get them while you can, the Western Tolex, it is the bomb. I love the Western Tolex. Like I said, I'm in Texas, so totally makes sense. And that's about all I've got. This thing rocks, man. Well done, Laboga. Well done, Eric. Thanks so much for getting this together. And it's been a while coming, and you know, long way to the States, but man, totally worth the wait. This is going to be like my new #1. Take it out and play it. People need to hear it. So. Thanks, guys. If I can help answer any questions, feel free to let me know. Thanks.